Today we are going to talk about step mothering, entering the world of another woman's child. Okay, in one of the forums I belong to, somebody asked this question: how can you be a stepmom to another woman's child? In this instance, in this case study, we're going to talk about a woman that is still alive. Let's say the woman and the husband got divorced, and you are the new woman in the home. How do you take care of the child, okay, that have been born by another woman? That's step parenting. You are entering the world of another woman's child in your life. So you have to have a clear view of this. Know that it is a long journey. It is just it is not a sprint but a marathon, because it's going to be a long journey along the way. That's one thing you have to have in mind. And it's going to be a challenging role, because it is going to be adjustment for both ends, yourself and the child, and even the father of the child is going to be all of adjustment on the receiving ends of it. So when you have all of these in mind and know that there is another home for this child, that will equip you better on what to do. All right, are you new to the channel? This is Class Online School. We create family-oriented program. We run the Nigerian curriculum from JSS1 to SS3. We have counseling section where we talk about issue arising in our society. Then we have counseling section on sex education. We discuss and advocate sex education for our young ones. So welcome on board. Now, remember that when you decide to be a stepmom, it means that you have accepted to be the mother of another child. You should know that that is a challenging role. So what are you going to do for this challenge to be a little easier on you? Number one, make sure that there is what I want to say right now is, remember that there is no clear rule on how to handle step parenting. Let me get it from there. There is no clear rules that these are stipulated rules. Do this, don't do this, do that. There is no stipulated rules, but you have to make the rules for yourself, and you have to cut the short on how you are going to go about it. So the first thing you have to do is, the father of this child have been with the child before you came in. So he understands the child better than you do. You have to discuss with the father and know what the child likes and does not like. And remember that the father have been setting boundaries, rules, regulation, punishment in the home. So get a clear instruction from the father on how he has been handling his fatherly roles. Don't come all in and assume all the roles without permission and without understanding the feeling and the need of the child that you've come to meet. Always remember that the child is trying to adjust to his new home. In the real world, no child wants to spend time or live with another woman. In the real world, every child wants to be with their own parents, their biological parents, their father and their mother. That's what entails in the real world. But hey, this scenario is not in the real world, because the parents are already divorced. And so since the parents are already divorced, this scenario of the real world doesn't apply to the child again. But you have to step in and be more diplomatic, because you have assumed the role of a stepmother. So allow the father to cut the short and give you suggestion on how he has been doing it. That's one thing you have to know. Then secondly, don't overstep your boundaries. Don't overstep your boundaries. If you have instructed on what the child likes, what the child does, and what he does not like, don't be too forward on what to do. Follow a clear guide and a clear instruction that you've been given. If the father have put rules and regulation in their house, don't come and put extra. If there is an extra you want to put, discuss it with the father and let the father give the clear instruction, so that the child doesn't see you as an intruder and one who have come to destroy or overstep things. So always discuss. If there is anything you want to be adjusted, discuss with the father of the child. Don't come all in to disrupt things for the child. The child already have a way he or she has been doing things. Okay? Then Thirdly, I want to talk about agree that the dad establish rules and handle misbehavior. Then, if in his absence, the child misbehave, the father should give a clear cut and tell the child that if I am not there and you misbehave, she will be in position to readjust you and discipline you. The words should come from the father and you follow instruction. And when you discipline a child, discipline the child like if the child is your own. Don't overdo things. Don't be too critical. Don't be over demanding. Ask yourself, if the child is your biological child, will you discipline the child the way you are disciplining the child? Make things clear. Don't do more than it's required. Don't be overzealous in disciplining the child. Most times it's advisable you wait for the child's father. But if not, give a little discipline, and when the father comes, he can go all in. That's another thing. Then one thing again is, don't always forget that the child have a second home. He have the home of his mother that is somewhere, the grandparents that are somewhere. So don't think it is just your home that the child have. And don't talk down on the mother of the child or his second home. Respect the mother. Even if you realize that the mother have done wrong, no matter how big the wrong the mother have done before he left the marriage, it's not your business and it is not your talk with the child. It is between the man you married, not the child. And don't send insults to the mother of that child, because the child will bounce back and the child will see you as an enemy. Let the child have a good relationship with the mother. If they want to talk, allow them to talk. If they want to have a relationship, allow them to have a relationship. This is the mother we are talking about. You are a third party. Don't assume that you own the child. Somebody else owned this child before you came in. This is causing a lot of harm in so many homes. That the woman that comes to the home do not want the child to have a relationship with the mother. It's uncalled for. It is a biological mother. And if the father doesn't want the child to have a relationship with the mother, it is the father that have that to deal with, not you as a stepmother. The father have that shot to cut, not you. So it is left for the father of the child to tell the child that I don't want this relationship with your mother. It is left for them. They are the parents. The father is the parents he lives with. And the father know what to say, not you as a stepmother. So know your boundaries. Then don't allow the child see you and the father having a frontal confrontation because of him, either because of his misbehavior or because of what the child wants. If you have to discuss about the child, go inside and discuss. Let it be in private, not in the presence of the child, in his absence. Because whatever you say will be heard against you. If there is a suggestion you give and the child is not comfortable with the suggestion, he will think you don't want to have his best interest at heart. So whatever the two of you want to discuss, it shouldn't be in the presence of the child. It should be in the child's absence, not before the child. Avoid confrontation about the child's need, the child's problem with the father in the presence of the child. Take that away. Then, the next one I want to talk about is remain the adult in the relationship. Remain the adult in the relationship. Remaining the adult means that don't allow the child to box you around. Thank you for joining me. I'm not seeing you clearly, whoever have joined me, and thank you for liking the video. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. So the subject we're discussing is entering the world of another man, another woman's child. That's step parenting. What and what to do. Because we'll find out that some of us go into a relationship, the man have a child, and we are doing it the wrong way. We want to see how we can better our relationship with our step children. That will help in having a good relationship. Knowing that this is not just a sprint, but a marathon in the long run. It has a long effect. It's a journey you have to embark on. So always remember that you are the boss of this relationship. You are the adult in the relationship. Don't allow the child to box you around. And in doing that, you have to be analytical. You have to be disciplined, and you have to tolerate. Just like you can tolerate your own biological daughter or biological son, ask yourself, if it is my own biological child that have done this, will I accept it this way? Will I react this way? Let's not just be overreacting and reacting negatively because it's another woman's child. You have accepted this journey. So accept the child as your own and discipline the child as if it's your own. Adjust to the situation and try to overlook some things, because if it is your child, there are things your own children will do you are going to overlook. So what if another man's child does that, another woman's child does that? Are you still going to overlook it? So remember that in being the adult of the relationship, you have to be disciplined. You have to try to adjust. You have to try as much as possible to tolerate all of this. Then there are noted points that you have to take note of. Sometimes you will not always get it right. At the beginning, you will not always get it right. There is going to be stepping on toes. The child will not always like you because you are like an intruder to the child. But keep pushing, keep forming that bond, keep forming a relationship. Step parenting is like building friendship. Try to build friendship with the child. Tolerate the child. See ways you can enter the world, his world or her world. See ways you can communicate. Communication is the life wire. Ask him things he likes, things he doesn't like, things you are not doing right. Okay? Try and have a relationship with the child. Over time, at the long run, you will see that the two of you will be more closer than even the mother. Then secondly, it will take time for the child to adjust to this new role. And you, as the new mother, it will take you time to adjust to your new role. The two of you come from a different world. The two of you have stayed apart. So you assuming the role of a parent, a mother now, requires adjustment. You will need to adjust. The child needs to adjust. So always see ways you can adjust to be a better parent or a better mother. Then remember that step mothering is a challenge. The child will not always see you as the right person. Remember I said earlier that in the real world, every child wants the parents, the father and the mother, to be together. So you coming in, the child sees you as an intruder. The child will not always like you at first. So take it as a challenge that you may not be liked. And so in dealing with challenges, there are things you need to do to deal with these challenges. These are the things we have been discussing. So look at it as a challenge. And it is you that accepted the challenge. You know that a man have a child and you accepted to marry the man. So accept the challenge and accept all the effects that will come along with it and see how you are going to deal with it. That makes you a more mature person. Dealing with it in a more positive way makes you a mature person. So that is it. How to enter the world of another woman's child. Be more mature. Don't be bossy. Don't disrespect the mother. Allow the child to have a relationship with the mother. Know that the child have another home. Allow the father to cut the short. Take instruction from the father. Allow the father to let the child know that you can discipline. Have a relationship with the child. Communicate with the child. Show love to this child. Assume the child as if he's your own child. You've come into his world. See how you can be part of his world. In the long run, it may pay better. Try as much as possible to play your role. So that will be it today on Class Online School. Thank you to two persons that have joined us on this live show. I appreciate you so much. This is Class Online School. We run the Nigerian curriculum from JSS1 to SS3. We have issue arising in our society. So what is that issue around your neighborhood, around where you live, that you want us to talk about? Comment below the comment box. We have sex education sections. So tell us, what do you want us to discuss in our next episode? I'll be happy to come on board and discuss it. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next.